realize your mom was jealous of you. My mom is the academic baddie of the family. She has 3 degrees and 1 PhD, all from Ivy Leagues. And whenever I won an academic award, she'd brag about it for weeks. Say it was all because of her. That was her thing. It was like she still wanted to hang on to her glory days. Well, I wasn't going to be the one to ruin that. So when she wanted all of my college application essays to go through her first, I let her. After all, she was the one to get my GPA up to 4.2. But then something strange happened. No college was accepting me. And I never received a single rejection email either. Instead, I got angry, sometimes even threatening ones, like Harvard, who said my essay was a disgrace, or Brown, who threatened to have me blacklisted from other schools. It was around this time that I started to notice a pattern. Every time I got rejected, she got this look in her eyes like she'd known all along, like she wanted it that way. But there was only one college I actually wanted to go to, University of North Carolina at Charlotte. I never told my mom about it because it wasn't an Ivy League. Plus, I didn't want her to think I was a failure for not getting accepted into yet another college. But then something strange happened. I got an interview within just 2 weeks of applying. They told me I was exactly the kind of student they were looking for. And that evening, I couldn't help myself. I did the craziest thing known to mankind. I told my mother. And despite everything, I still expected her to jump up with excitement, or at least smile. But no. Instead, she just said, "That's wonderful, sweetie, but don't get too excited. You don't want to be disappointed." I stared at her blankly. It was the first time I asked myself whether my mom really wanted the best for me. But then I reminded myself about all the hours she had put into making me study, how my GPA was only high because of her. So I told myself the same thing she's always said to me, that I was being ungrateful. But after a week, I finally snapped, because my dream college told me I was the perfect candidate. But a week later, I got the email from UNC Charlotte. There it was, in plain red Arial font. Rejected. It was the nastiest email I had ever seen. Didn't even mention my grades, just talked about my poor character. But I wasn't confused. I knew that somehow my mom was behind it. So I stopped telling her anything. Found a tiny school 3 states away that she'd never heard of. Applied in secret. Got in. Packed my car the day after graduation and left while she was at her stupid book club. For the first few weeks, she called me every day, but I never picked up, because every time she would leave me a cute little voice recording. One was 5 minutes long where she described how much of an embarrassment I was to the family name. Another said I was sabotaging everything she had worked for. And, my favorite, that I was going to end up in a dead-end job at 30 and end up dying alone. Like, Mom, isn't that you? Lol. Anyway, I blocked her after that, and most of my family took my side. Fast forward 5 years, and I'm now a paralegal with an amazing salary and prospective job. I was in the middle of joking to my coworker about how we both thought we'd never get into college when she asked what my GPA was. 4.2 dash. What? She exclaimed. How the EF did you struggle to get in? Before I could even respond, she picked up her phone and called her dad. My dad's a college admission officer. Sorry, but I need to know what happened. I just smiled. Daisy had always been a little quirky. Daddy, do you know a Zephyrine counter? My name. By this point, I was almost keeled over from how hard I was laughing, swatting the phone to try and get her to give up. But as soon as he responded, my body went still. From 2019 to Harvard, Daisy was smiling. I wasn't. Yes, Daddy, I knew your memory was still good. Why didn't she get